I got them finishing second to last or last, and I don't think they should be worse than the Arizona Cardinals to a degree. But it ain't no telling. It all depends on what they get and what the type of quality players they get to replace these big shoes guys that's been a staple and a cornerstone of this defense for so long. And what they're going to get on the offensive side to at least give them a chance to be at least 9-7, 10-6. Russell Wilson, you got Russell Wilson, you got a chance. But you got to help the man. You know what I'm saying? If there wasn't no Russell Wilson, Seattle would easily be a 3-13 football team, 4-12 to a degree. I ain't gonna say 2-14. 3-13, 4-12, maybe 5-11 at best. Very, very interesting. I want to see what the Seattle Seahawks gonna do tonight when it comes down to the draft. We're going to get back more into the draft tonight. I will try to come back tonight. I never really did back-to-back shows in hours. But after the draft, I will try to come back tonight and talk some more about the results and get y'all opinion on what happened in the draft. So let's move on to college football. I will talk a little bit about my boys. LSU did play a football game this past Saturday. And I'm not too impressed. I did get to watch some of the game. I didn't watch all of the game, but I did get to watch some of the game. I had it recorded. I was at work the other night while they was playing. And I read an article from The Advocate. And they asked Coach Orgeron who will potentially be the starting quarterback. And Orgeron said they will name a guy at the end of this camp. So at the end of the spring camp, they will potentially start naming a guy for the fall. He did make mention that the guy that he feels that starting to prove himself will probably be Justin McMillan. That's really been challenging Miles Brennan the most. Now, Lowell Narcisse, I'm really disappointed because I wanted Narcisse to kind of take this job. But he really haven't took this. Man, Narcisse went 6 for 13 in the game. And a lot of the plays that Narcisse made was off of buses, Bus assignments, not tackling, not doing the right things right on defense, on the defensive side of the ball. And to be honest with you, Justin McMillan can throw simple out routes. So, I mean, I'm not too impressed with Justin McMillan either, to be honest with you. And Miles Brennan just still... He's too overly hyped, I find. Still a raw talent type guy who still need to just kind of chill out a little bit. But the thing that I like about Justin McMillan, I will give him this. McMillan is a dual threat quarterback. The game of college football, to be honest with you, this ain't the NFL. You need somebody to be a dual threat quarterback to respect your defenses. Respect your defense, so a defense can respect your quarterback, and so the defense don't have to put all in and go all in for you. That's been the problem with LSU for the last few seasons. Having drop-back quarterbacks in the SEC who not really great drop-back quarterbacks. I can see if you had, over the years, you look at Matthew Stafford, you had, you even start looking at Zach Mettenberger, guys who really could deliver it on the money, and you really had to respect them. Well, you could put your all in, but they can obviously step up in the pocket and make a play downfield or extend the play. Aaron Murray was another one back in the G, long time ago. Look at Georgia quarterback now; he could do it. The point I'm trying to say is, to a degree, when you look at Danny Eggling, on the defensive coordinator, game plan for Danny Eggling, be like, okay, we ain't got to worry about you in no containment. He's not gonna bust the pocket. We can try to go all in for him. We can try to kill him as much as we want. Try to sack. He's not a great passer. He's not a great passer under pressure. As long as we put some pressure on this boy and make his quarterback timer accelerate a few more seconds than what it should, he's going to have an off game. And that's exactly how the defensive plan went all season long when Danny Eggling started to struggle. I guess Troy did it because, remember, he got pulled and Miles Brennan got in the game. You see where I'm going with this. So, this is all I'm saying. And that's what I want people to understand. I like that they're all trying to put dual threat back in the system. Haven't had that truly since Jordan Jefferson when they used to run the option. I did see some option from the shotgun. I ain't seen nothing really coming from under center like old LSU. I would love to see LSU just find somebody that's going to be productive. You got probably one of the hardest schedules, I think, in school, probably one in school history. You start off with a team, now granted, they're not talking too good about Miami, but you start off with a team that was in contention for the college football playoffs. Don't you know that, to be honest with you, at a point in time in the season, if Miami would have made it, you would play 3/4 of the college football playoff representative. If Miami would have made it, you would play Miami, you play Georgia, and you got to play Alabama. Georgia and Alabama is already in your division. Miami coming out the ACC. Come on, man. This ain't no cupcake schedule, bro. This is a schedule that's really going to define the program, I think, for the next 5 years. It's going to be like we took a step forward with a hard schedule. I really want to see them win 9, 10 games. I don't want to see them lose. I mean, I definitely don't see them go undefeated. But, things that's in their favor, that you got Alabama coming to Death Valley. You got Georgia coming to Death Valley this season. You're going to play a neutral site game in Texas versus Miami in Cowboy Stadium. You got to go on the road, play A&M. You got to play Jimbo Fisher for the first time. Should have been your coach. I want to see this team really strive and make a good push, because to a degree, I think, and I don't think it works like this. It really don't. But I wish the college football representatives, even if LSU had 2 losses, and especially who they lost to, I really wish they would look at strength of schedule. The schedule is rough, but don't work like that. But LSU could find themselves finished with a nice, quote unquote, BCS bowl. Finishing the year high, going into the off-season with high expectations, and then potentially going into next year thinking about a championship. I think this year could be the setup year for success, or it could be the setup year for failure for another head coach. You know, the SEC has the predictions out a few weeks ago, and I got a chance to watch it on the SEC network on ESPN, and they said that LSU will be 6. They was averaging around 6 wins this season. They find themselves under, find themselves on Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State, and I think A&M, and 6 wins. And when I mean this is the SEC West, and they find themselves over Ole Miss barely. That's not LSU football. That's not. LSU should at least find themselves second, no less than third, but almost second to last in the conference coming into this season, potentially only winning 6 games. Ed Orgeron potentially have this team going back to the old Ole Miss days when he was at Ole Miss. You can't be amongst the abyss. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. You can't have this football team amongst the abyss. You're going to find your stamp as the head coach of this team out of here real quick. Hope he understand that, because I really hope he turn around. I like Coach O. I think a lot of people like Coach O. But I think Coach O got to step his game up and bring it to another level for this football season. I'm going to get more into them after the draft, see if I can find more about them coming out of camp sometime this weekend. So let's talk about the NBA. I want to start off with saying Miami Heat were eliminated the other night by the 76ers. Free Meek Mill. Meek Mill was home. Whoa! Meek Mill was right there on the sidelines. He rang the bell before the game, so free Meek Mill. Meek Mill was out of jail. Dwayne Wade, if this is the end for D Wade, I have to say I'm glad I got to see him play in New Orleans one time when he was with Miami, when Shaquille O'Neal was still with the team. I got to see him one time. Dwayne Wade's stats, he played 1,159 games. He scored 26,036 points in his career, 6,270 assists, 5,576 rebounds, 1,844 steals, 1,022 blocked shots, 12 times All-Star, and 3-time NBA champion. That will be Dwayne Wade. That is the Hall of Famer that's going to be first ballot, I think, it's 5 years in the NBA. If he does retire, he is on. And when you think about D Wade, before I get to the playoffs and finish Where do you rank D Wade when it comes down to the Mount Rushmores and some of the greats that ever played in this game? And I know we still right now we still enjoying the greatness of LeBron James, and I think we've seen the end of Carmelo's magic of that 2003 year. But when you think about that draft class, how special all them guys are, Melo, LeBron, Chris Bosh, D Wade, David West was in that class. I mean, that was just a blessing class. I think what D Wade do, if this it for Dwayne Wade, first ballot, I think he finds himself probably of all time, man. I mean, there's so many great players. What he done to the game, especially he's the greatest Heat to ever play for the Heat. I don't care about LeBron James because LeBron James' legacy don't count for Miami. He's the greatest Heat ever to play for the Heat. He 3-time champion for the Miami Heat. Should at least have 4 or 5, but 3-time champion for the Miami Heat. Greatest Heat to ever play. He's better than Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway. I put him top 20 when you start thinking about it. His greatness and what he done for the game of basketball. You know, he was a true, pure two guard on the offensive and defensive end. I mean, he every time, especially in his younger days, he put on a show. And I hope this is not the end, because that's one of your heroes that start to retire. That's how you know you're getting older, that draft class starting to be out the game. But if it is, it was always cool watching that man play. One of the greatest to ever play the game of all time. And I didn't want to see him go out like that, but, you know, it is what it is to a degree. Hate to say it, but Philly will be moving on to the next round after beating the Miami Heat 4-1 in the NBA first round. Let's talk about tonight. There will be a game tonight. There will be the Bucks and the Celtics, as the Celtics trying to close it out. Celtics have a 3-2 lead as they're going back to Milwaukee, the home of Aaron Rodgers, as they call it. Aaron Rodgers now have a part ownership with the Milwaukee Bucks. So, got to see what that's going to happen, what that's going to hit on tonight. I think the Celtics, they got to play a great game, and they could potentially close this out and get to the next round of the playoffs as we speak. Let's go look at tomorrow's game on Friday night. Friday night, there will be Game 6 tomorrow. Jazz had a chance to close it out last night, but they did. They blew a 25-point lead to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now they got to go on the road. Now they got to go back home and play the Thunder at home. I think this is going to be the biggest test for the Oklahoma City Thunder to see how much they really want it. They was down by 25 at home. The crowd got behind them. They found a way to win the ball game. Now you're going back to Utah. If they can win in Utah, they have a strong chance to go back to Oklahoma City and win the series. There's no doubt about that. I would love to see how they're going to respond with that crowd tomorrow. The Pacers got their hearts taken out their souls last night. Heart got broken out their souls last night when LeBron James hit the game-winning 3. Oh, that had to hurt for the Pacers. Now I want to see mentally, can they respond and make this 3-3 and go back to the Q Arena and potentially have a chance to play in a Game 7 in the first round. The Wizards going to play the Raptors. I think the Raptors might wrap this one up tonight as we go forward. Let's talk about Saturday. There will be a Game 1, the first Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals, and that will be your New Orleans Pelicans versus the Golden State Warriors in Oakland, California. And now the Pelicans have a chance to potentially put the champions out of the second round, but the champs got a chance to put the Pelicans out the second round. Let's talk a little bit about that series right quick, and we're going to probably move on from there. I was very impressed what they did. They beat Portland 4-0 to get a rest. They haven't played a basketball game in a week. Now they got to travel back out west to go play the Golden State Warriors. I'm very, very, very pleased on what they have done. I think expectations has been exceeded, and especially if they can push this to 6 or 7 games, it's beyond exceeded. They are something to start thinking about next season as a championship contender, especially if you can get DeMarcus Cousins to come back. Now, the rumor have is they're not going to give him a max. They give him a 2 or 3 year deal, but if he wants the money, he can leave. You know, sad to say, I think I want Boogie back, but they gotta have some more other pieces. I really think, to be honest with you, AD truly the leader, I think he need to ask for a reconstruction of his contract as well. I think maybe Drew Holiday as well, because I think they really are closer than what we really give them credit for to be truly a contender for an NBA title. There are guys out there like